Hi everyone again, and today we are gonna play once again this Cloudpost. The visualization is not working yet. I just opened the MTGO, but yeah, the same list. So we have Taiga and we have 3 Kozilek's return, and we are looking to get 40 Magic Online points. Today is Thursday, and we still have 3 more days to grind to get the 40 points so that we can qualify for this Legacy Showcase Challenge. Yeah, but without further ado, let's head into the tournament and let's see who we are up against today. So hopefully we can get some mono-red presence, so we can really test out the sideboard. That is it good to have these Kozilek's returns? Are they worth the triple slot? Hand is okay, so the opponent goes first, yeah. So Forest, Poseidon, okay. Elvis is good. Really like the Elvis and the crop rotation and the card in the opening hand. So I guess we go with this one. This can deal with a lot of the things that are out there. So Snuff Out and Grief in the beginning. I think this might be some sort of reanimator deck or then Dead Shadow, and I think based on this what they will choose, if they take crop rotation, I'm thinking they are most likely reanimator type of deck, and okay, so most likely reanimator deck because they are afraid of the Poseidon. So what we have to do now is keep fingers crossed that they don't have turn 2 reanimating available. Okay, Fatal Push is fine, I guess. Good, really good finding with the second Elvish here. Let's play down Caracas if there is something legendary that they are bringing back. Okay, Wasteland. So maybe this is actually some sort of Dead Shadow variant or more control. Yeah. They haven't done any reanimation in few turns, and they're playing a lot of removals. I'm thinking maybe this isn't actually the that what I was originally thinking of. So here, few options for depths. So basically, we want the land to hit 4-drop Karn. So we go for the Yavimaya here, and this way we can utilize, for example, Chasm if we need. And next turn we can play Poseidon and have a 4-drop Karn coming down. We can what we could also do now is we could use Pithing Needle to shut down Wasteland, but I think instead what we want to do is try to play the Karn here. They might be playing Daze or Force of Will, but if they do, then they have to use the resources here. Yeah. So this has to be Dead Shadow, or I don't know any other deck that uses Sauron's Ramson. So that's what I'm thinking here. So now that we found Cloudpost, what I will do, I will play the Wasteland. They might activate it here, but that's okay. So we are basically forcing them to do the activation, and if they do, we will then fetch. Okay, they didn't do it, but that's okay. So what we will do now is we will take into our hand Giganta and then play down the Cloudpost. So the assumption is that now we don't need to play around Wasteland. Of course, They might have the uh, the one bounce spell fairy, but let's see what we so we now need to make 2 piles and present one of those to the opponent. So we don't care about this one. We don't care about the brainstorm. Well, actually, we don't care any of these so much. So hard to make a decision here. Maybe we show force. So we wanna split these things. So maybe something like this. The top pile will be presented, so they will see this and they don't see this. Let's go like that. So which one did they choose? Boots, Bowmaster, and okay. So they took the fetch and the negation. I hope that was negation. Yeah, that was negation. So non-creature spells they can now check with bounce with that. Okay, they found Uro and okay, and they've found Grief. Grief will be good for the Giganta, but that's not a big problem, I would say. Okay, actually they took Emrakul. I'm not sure was that the correct play for them there, but yeah, we will definitely take that. So now we get to play the Eganta, and we have Caracas to bounce either the Uro if they play that, or we can uh, protect from the removal using the Caracas. So that's also something we can do. And actually, they don't have green mana, but they're getting it from us. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that's really fancy thing to have, I guess. But as they are playing the Uro, I guess they are 3-color deck. Has to be. But yeah, here we will return the Uro to the hand, so we can attack. We don't care about the value that they are generating, because I think we are generating more value in the long run. So doesn't matter if they can play some lands, get the value there. Okay, so they had to pitch. What did they pitch? Oh, okay, they pitched the Uro. Okay, nice. That's really good value. I will take that trade. That they get to counter the ring, but they will lose the Uro there. Ah, they have another one. Okay. So yeah, we will let this resolve go to the grave. They need to have 4 mana to cast it next turn. So, and they didn't find the land. Okay, they found a grief, reanimating the grief there. We have a chasm in hand, so nothing to take from there. So that's totally fine. Once upon a time, we can find something relevant, hopefully. Out of these options, I'm thinking stage to copy the Cloudpost, but then again, in this situation, I think I go for the Elvis because, okay, counterspell, that's okay. So my thinking there was that Elvis can generate more value in the long run. So we are in the top deck mode now, so both of us are getting top decks to really get the engines going. So with Elvis, we can use multiple turns to find the things that we need. So I guess, yeah, here we go for the end step until we bounce back. So we might have to flank their removal if they try to remove Yakanta there. But no need for that, I see. So yeah, let's go hit the face and play down the land and pass the turn. So good situation for us. The fact that they can soon with their mana they can play Uro from the graveyard twice, like cast it, go grave and cast it from the grave. But they are also that is also eating their cards from the graveyard, so it's not like they can do it for uh, like every turn. But yeah, them gaining advantage there. But I still think that we are getting more advantage just playing out like this long game. So we have really good top decks in the deck. For example, IF Ugin is really good in this deck. So and especially in this situation, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So at the end step, we can then activate IF Ugin and gain that, get the Ugin to hand, Ulamog to hand, and we can use the double exile to remove, for example, if they play now Uro, we can do the exiling to the creatures, and that's a game most likely. Okay, so now they started blocking and they left mana up. I'm not sure, is this some kind of... Okay, I guess they didn't have anything to stop the Ifugin activation or what is coming from there, so that's game one for us. So we saw the Uro there, thinking that do we need to disturb the graveyard? I guess not. So there was a lot of hand hate. Kozilek's return. I guess we didn't see red. So I'm thinking that it was like not Grixis, but what's the Sultai colors? Green, black, and blue. So I guess Kozilek's return is not needed here. We saw that the enemy was using orcs, so like almost everybody these days when they are running black. So I'm thinking that do I need to side out any wanderings? Definitely keeping the pitting needles for the wastelands. No reason to remove those. But I guess the wandering is still so good. So good drop. Maybe if we would want, we could go maybe one Crucible of Worlds and maybe Ensnaring Bridge. But I think we can run it back like it is, and we can use Karn to find those things if we need. Also, we might be seeing Ancient of Opposition Ancient probably like as their side card, so that we need to be careful of. For that we have the Valkyrie Ballista in the side to kill that if needed. But yeah, let's go back like it is and try to get consistent hand. So this is definitely not consistent in this situation. So we have 3 green spells. If we would have green source, for example, if this would be green, this would be a really good keep, but definitely mulliganing here. This is better, and really considering to keep this, even though this doesn't have any permanence, like non-land permanence, I'm still gonna keep this. Put down 1 Taiga, and then this will blank enemy discard. So if they're playing discard, we can blank that completely. And double Cloudpost means that they will need to have double wastelands to deal with this, or have at least wasteland looping. Wasteland looping to completely negate this. And if they stay on the battlefield, on turn 3 we have Thespian stage, so that will be fourth, third Cloudpost basically. So then on turn 4 we are already at 9 mana, and with the Glimmer Post we can go to 12 mana. So with 12 mana we can already do a lot of things. Or 9 mana and green source we can go for Giganta on turn 4. So that's where we are basically getting the value then. So yeah, that's against this deck. This is just vanilla 2/2, so we are not too afraid of that. So we draw Elvis here, but I think in this situation they don't have anything scary on the board currently, so we can definitely go like this, get the third Cloudpost, and actually what we will do is we will use the, if this resolves, I don't know what is happening here. Okay, enemy was just playing time. So we will take Giganta to the hand to save some mana next turn, so we can double cast things. So I think I will go for Javimaya next turn to play both Elvis and the Giganta. So now we are in really good state mana-wise. So if we draw Ulamak, for example, I think it's already back-breaking. It is like game-ending if we can take 2 of their lands at this early stage and leave with 10/10 body, indestructible body. But okay, so definitely much more options here this time to be afraid of. I don't wanna show them Uro. Oh, actually I do. Do I? Like again, we wanna split the options so that they are not getting good things, like everything good to their hand. So I'm thinking what is scary here. Maybe something like this. So the land. Okay, so they took the land and surgical to their hand. That's fine. That's totally fine, I guess. So need to be alert that they have surgical in hand. Karn is pretty good here. I'm just afraid that it might not resolve. But what we can do is we can start, so to say, poke the eyes. So let's try to cast Giganta. See if it resolves, and it did. Actually, should we try to go for the Karn here? Maybe we'll do like they need to anyway answer this one also, and yeah, if this is eating the counter, then it is what it is. So they still need to answer this Giganta here, and what we can do next turn, we can use the cavern to name Elvish, and then we can cast the Elvis, make sure that that also stays on board. So once that is on board, we can if it stays alive, we can start generating value from these lands. So actually, Elvis could be the best card out of these 3 once that stays on the board and starts doing the work. So we cannot block that one. That's a shame, but what can you do? Okay, surgical on Karn. That's fine, I guess. It is really good card, and the fact that it's blocking our access, losing the access to it is somewhat disappointing, but or the fact that the Karn brings so much value. I'm not sure are they correct here to leave the Karn on the graveyard because we have Emrakul in the deck and we might shuffle it back, but it's nothing major, I guess. So it's not like if it's a mistake, it's not big at least. But yeah, Elvis on board. If it stays even one turn, okay, it didn't. But if it would have, we would have played next turn Glimmerpost and then sack one of our lands to get the Eye of Ugin to get the value there. So okay, they are going. Okay, they have. Okay, I was thinking that why are they going like that? But they have double orc. So okay, so now they can kill that one. That's of course shame, but what can you do? So I guess we are gonna go to game 3 now. Not much ongoing here. One more turn left if they cannot kill us yet. Of course, we might draw Emrakul here. If we top deck Emrakul, then we can play Vesuva on the Cloudpost. We have 5 lands then, and we can get one more turn and attack. Chasm, of course, would give us one more turn, but found neither of those. So maybe at this point it was starting to show how much we had lands, so we didn't actually have a lot of action ongoing. So maybe the keep was not the most optimal as they didn't have the hand hate, for example. So we didn't actually blank anything, but we just played out ourselves. But let's run it back and let's show them Jacanta and see what we get game 3. Okay, hand. Thinking the sequencing here. Could play Cloudpost. It is a little bit risky to play first Cloudpost tapped into enemy wasteland. So if that happens, we are really far behind. So, yeah, but it would be really nice to untap and play Glimmerpost and have 3 mana, for example, for map activation. But what I will do instead, I will play the Pithing Needle and try to see if we can resolve that. Okay, we couldn't. So it means this tells me that they definitely have Wasteland in hand as they are aggressively going against the Pithing Needle. So that makes me not want to play the Cloudpost down, but then again, if we can get it down and keep it there, then that's good. And especially, even more so now that they showed that they took the map instead of the wandering, which would also give me a tell that their plan is to blank our what is it? This lands. Basically, their plan is to kill the Cloudpost when it comes down. I will play around it by playing this. It doesn't make sense, but if we, for example, get Yavimaya off the top of the deck, then we can like play that instead, and then we can get Jacanta with 3 mana. But yeah, now it would seem like okay, we get to keep. This is a really good situation as we get to keep the Cloudpost on board. So here I guess we will try to resolve the wandering. Let's see if they have a response to it. They don't. Need to remember here that they might have August Bowmaster on hand, but we will anyway draw the card as we get the protection on the first turn, so they cannot ping us with that. Okay, so now we are starting to generate value, and it seems like they don't have any answers to anything that we are doing, so we are in really good shape here. So let's continue that way. So let's try to push it even further. Yeah, nice. Okay, yeah, sure. So I guess they didn't have any action left after they used the force of will, and then used pitch grief. So they used a lot of the resources that they had, and once the ring resolved and started generating value, it is really easy to get ahead. So it is understandable that the game was not over yet, but once the Karn also resolved, we would next turn get Mykos and Gladys, and we have already possibility to activate the Eye of Ugin and so on. So pretty good situation for us and understandable. But yeah. I guess we go for game 2 then. Let's see who we're up against. And as I said, it would be really nice to get the game against the red prison deck. So that would be really good as a way to test the Kozilek's return. So that's something that I would really want to play against to test out the side deck. And I'm thinking few more options that could go. Could be Carpet of Flowers. Common card for when playing normal Monogreen Cloudpost list. So 3 copies of that. I think the artifact pack is pretty solid as it is. So basically that's not needed. It could also be 3 Mindbreak traps. That's also something as the meta feels to be Mind's Desire so much, but that's not really the angle that I want to use against those types of decks. But if it starts to show, if the data shows that the games are mostly about combo matchups these days, then I guess we would need to change that. So okayish hand, nice 4 drops, Pithing Needle for Wasteland. Once upon a time to find Grisos or find one more Cloudpost. I think we will keep this on the draw. Is not as good. But okay, this is something interesting. Not sure what they're playing here. I should have activated the Once Upon a Time, but I didn't. I was confused there. So now we definitely need to cast it. And we will keep second Cloudpost definitely. So now I'm thinking that do they have Wasteland or not? I think I'm unsure what kind of list this is, but at the moment Wasteland is the card that is gonna stop us. Anything else, not so much. So Spear of Resistance, making everything cost more mana, could mean that they have, for example, Ursa Saga coming down soon. Map is totally fine. Ancient Tube makes it so that they can activate it, but okay, and they will actually show what they're looking for. Let's see what they get. Ursa Saga, yeah. Okay, really understandable going for that kind of play as they're trying to make sure that we cannot cast things. But here we will cast Karn, Great Creator, small Karn as they say, and we will actually go get some value here. I'm thinking already going. I think we go for the lattice immediately. So we are so far ahead that if next turn they cannot remove this Karn, then we will just play lattice and game is over basically. And we can even play the lattice. If they remove the Karn, we can play the lattice and then next turn play the Karn, and then we are again threatening to end the game. Because I don't know what the enemy is doing, but if they cannot use any of their lands and abilities, then it's most likely game over. Okay, so they put down the Ursa Saga and just checking the messages. Okay. So they're using crop rotation. Let's see what they find. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. So they take down one of our Cloudposts to reduce the mana that we have, which is making sure that we are not getting the lattice down as quickly. But that's okay. I think in this situation then we still have so much mana that we can just interrupt their saga plan and then we are winning this. So we take Havar Might and it's gonna cost us some extra, but we will pay the price and then use the ability to remove that saga card. So when now they don't have anything from the battlefield threatening us, because the saga tokens could be devastating when those start to pile up. So now I guess we are in a really good position. We can start generating value. I guess next turn we still cannot play 3, 4, 5 mana, so we cannot play the lattice and cannot play down the Karn. Cannot go down with the Karn anymore. We could keep crop rotation up to get cards from that. So what does it cost? It cost us 3 to cast it, so and we have 5 mana. And this cost 5 for a lot of mana needed to do things here. But so if I use all of these, then we could tap this for 3. But that's not good. So do we really pass here to? We can try finding land. That's something we can do. Or we can use crop rotation to make sure that we find Cloudpost end of next turn. Then we would have 6, 7, 8 mana, so we can cast 6 mana thing, which would be the lattice. So I guess that for that reason we will just pass the turn here, keep up the crop rotation, and if they don't have wasteland effect, we will end of their turn use crop rotation on one of the forests to get. Okay, they are using crop rotation also. Fine. Let's see what they get. It is also hurting their gameplay currently, having that costly stuff. Okay, they find Ursa Saga, which means that already this turn they can start generating value with that, so that's pretty good for them. But yeah, we will play the crop rotation here, sack one of our forests, and actually, now that I think about it, if every permanent is, so yeah, three mana left there. So if everything is artifact, does that mean that we can uptick the saga here? If we cast this one, we need to use all of the mana here. We could also play Colossus, but uh, uh, I'm not super worried about anything they are doing currently. So they might put down one Saga token, but that's nothing basically. So yeah, now everything becomes artifact. So I guess here we can uptick this one. And they lose it. Nice, nice. So they don't get more value from that one. So next turn they will hit the construction token to Karn. It dies. Then we need to play another Karn. And we have 8 mana. Of course, we can at this stage then we can play Colossus, get one more Cloudpost, have a blocker, then we can turn after that we can Ulamog or Karn and get Ensnaring Bridge, do whatever we want. We still have Pitting Needle for that Wasteland, so nothing to worry about that. So just slamming Karn here doesn't resolve anything as... Okay, they really like to play the spares here, but we have already so much mana that we are not really worried about that. So I guess the play here is just go for the Golos play. So now that we got also the Karagas, we can use it to bounce the Golos back. So we will take one more Cloudpost here, pass the turn. Once they're attacking, we will bounce back Golos to our hand, and then next turn we will have even more mana to find whatever we need, but we can cast basically Ulamog already then, so that's what I think I will do then. So block here and return the Colossus back into the hand and get the value out of that. So I think we are in really good spot here. They have to find something really impactful to change the course of this game one. Pitting Needle, okay, so let's see what they get. Is it, maybe it's Caracas, okay, fine. Not super afraid of that. So I guess now we will cast Ulamog here. So that will cost us a little bit extra, but that's okay, we can afford it. So I guess at this stage they can already start giving up. We will name it like that, so we can use the Caracas to bounce, but I don't think we need to bounce. I think the game is over now, so they can scoop and we can move on to the next round. Nothing really, as they are also locked by the spares, so they need to use a lot of mana to cast anything. So this is some sort of prison deck, I assume. So not your traditional lands or anything. Similar elements like need to check MTG Goldfish that what kind of decks is this. I think this is the second time that I'm seeing some kind of variation like this. Actually, I think I might have played against this Destroyer previously. But for game 2, no need to go for ley lines, I think. No need for Kozilek. Engineer Bridge not needed. Crucible of Worlds could be really good here. I think they are going after my lands. We saw a lot of artifacts, and Hayward Might was MVP, so I'm thinking that should I bring one on board here? We could, for example, switch like this so that we would have Colos available from the sideboard. But then again, it's pretty good card from the side also, so maybe no need to take it away. We can use Pitting Needles to name the saga tokens, and if we can get ahead on the beginning, naming Wasteland and getting down a lot of Cloudposts, generate the mana, I think we are in good position then. So I will keep this hand. We have one Cloudpost. If they use Wasteland, I will Boyugabok the Wasteland so that they cannot remove it, do this kind of Life of the Loam kind of strategy to in multiple times remove the Cloudpost. So now we just need to hope that they don't. Okay, Surgical is pretty bad for us. They get to see our hand that we don't have a lot of action ongoing, and removing the Cloudpost when we don't have any of those on the board means that we cannot use, what is it? We cannot use Vesuva, for example, to copy the onboard Cloudpost. So we are totally out of mana now. So casting Ulamog really needs at least 8 mana now. So that's in a sense bad situation. But let's see what we can get. So them playing stage gives me intel that they might have depths. I'm thinking going for depths myself also. I'm not sure, do they have Karagas on their deck? So they didn't fetch Heath. Urza Saga on 2. So okay, this for the viewers also, this is really good example of the mistake that the enemy might make. So if they are going after a wasteland, somebody might use the crop rotation here, but what you can do instead, you can, if you have basic land, you can copy that one. So once the Thespian States becomes a basic land, then you can ignore the wasteland effect basically, or it will ignore the wasteland effect. So it will remove that. So I guess here they're playing pretty hastily. I don't think they are thinking things through, because now that they generated that Maritlage and they tap out for all the mana, they're leaving out the possibility that we might also have Karagas, or like so what we do basically here is if they tap out here, we will play the Karagas and bounce this away. So for that reason, that was not so optimal play from them. And actually, at this stage, I think I will copy out this one. Currently, situation is that we don't have good win condition. We can obtain Karn, play Karn on 4 mana, but after that, we really don't have any, let's say, fast win conditions. So that's why I'm copying the Saga here, hoping that it will stay on board. But yeah, if of course they might do that. Okay, sure. So they're also using a lot of resources to interrupt our gameplay, which is of course Fine. I think here we will play Beating Needle, but I'm thinking, what are we naming here? Okay. Um, we could name Expedition Map to cut their resources, and I think that's what we will do. We could also have named the Ursa Saga, because we don't have any more Ursa Sagas, because we don't play any of those. But I think they are so behind that cutting that expedition map is good call here. So we will. Okay, now we got another one. So if we see enemy playing Ursa Saga, then we will use Beating Needle and name that. But now let's play down the Ekanta, and we can use next turn Karagas to bounce it back if there's any threat. But I don't think they most likely, at least they don't have many answers to 5/5. And what they can also do, they can copy our Karagas to bounce Yekanta back, but if they do that, then I think we will Beating Needle their spell. So I guess we will play Vesuva to Ancient Tomb, and end of their turn we will also copy their Ancient Tomb. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana then. Okay, them destroying using Force of Vigor is fine. It's okay. Sure, go ahead. So you can then we prolong the map usage so much that now I guess if they crack it, then take something. Okay, Wasteland. That's okay. Yeah, sure. We don't need the Karagas. Go ahead. Go ahead. Take it. Yeah. Sure. So now they don't have any hand cards, so they cannot crop rotate here, so we can guarantee that we get the Ancient Tube here. So we have 4, 7 mana now. I think we go to combat here. Go hit 5, and I guess in this situation, if they take Ursa Saga, play it down, we hit for 4, and now we're at 7 mana, we go 8 mana, they tick 1, hit them for, they're at 4 life, then we can hit again, lethal, we are at 9 mana, they get Ursa Saga. I think we are not anymore afraid of the getting Ursa Saga here. Instead, we are afraid that they will play more Wastelands to interrupt our the Ulamog play. So, okay, they take depths. Okay, in that case, now that they revealed that they will take depths, we will go Thespian stage here to shut down that plan. So that's also good thing that the map loses the benefit when it's showing what they take once they crack it. So them taking that depth is good for us. And I think here, if they play down the, let's actually stop the clock. Okay, blast zone, fine. If they play down depths, we can use Ancient Tomb, I think, but they cannot. They cannot use this Thespian stage. Like we can, yeah, we can activate it, yeah, but they cannot. Fun fun interaction actually. So let's Get down Karn. We can still use 5 mana this turn, so we use the ability to pick something. Lattice, Crucible. I think Crucible is good here. Generates value, and we can play cards from the graveyard, so that's really good. Good for us. Yeah, and then we go to the face. Again, starting to look really solid here, so I guess matter of time that we win this game. So yeah, they will go blast zone here. That's okay. So they remove the needle. Blood axe counters. Okay, I didn't expect that. So they want to remove the crucible, I guess. But why is that? What what is the benefit there? Well, yeah, I guess that's a game. So the enemy was making pretty haste moves back there. For example, if you're playing depths kind of deck, especially in the mirror matchups or Cloudpost depths, you need to remember that you can interrupt the depths combo by when it's at the stage plus depths. So when the interaction is happening, you can stop it, but also you can stop it with Karagas after the Maritlage is on board. So that's something that you need to also consider, that you don't win the game just by slamming and hoping that next turn you get to attack. So it doesn't work that way if the enemy's depths kind of strategy. So having that, you need to have that extra protection by what is it, Seju something? Is it Seju land or Seji, something like that? No, not that one. But anyway, the white land, which for example, gives protection. So you need to have something like that on instant speed to protect your depths. So you just cannot slam it and hope that it will stay on board. But yeah, game 3, going second. Hand doesn't look so good without the green resource. If the steerings or crop rotation, for example, would be once upon a time, I would keep that, keep this hand. But without the reliable green source, I will not try to top deck it. So not wanna do that. Yeah, the enemy is really taking their time thinking the first hand. So maybe the enemy is trying to check my list from the MTG Goldfish. It should be available, as I have had one 5-0 with this deck, so they might be looking for that. That's of course acceptable in my online game, but I like to keep that information away from my eyes, so that of course, if I remember some matchup, I might consider siding differently. But people can play different decks, and then relying too much on that information can damage your hands. So you might keep like, okay, this is gonna be reanimator, and you keep a hand that is only good against reanimator, and then it's something else, and you're totally fucked up. So that's for that reason I try to keep so that I won't look what the enemy is playing. So, and I'm also getting familiar to um, keeping hands against many kinds of decks on the field. But yeah, okay, 6 cards might be good to go down to 5. But game 1, I don't want to go down too much. And them playing Wasteland here was really crucial, as we wanted to copy Vesuva with that one, but I guess now we need to copy any land to activate the expedition map, and once we get the expedition map down, we can get Yavimaya, and from Yavimaya we can get Green Source to cast Elvish and use these 2 lands. So we are in pretty bad situation as this troll hits 6, so that's 4-turn clock right there. So next turn we will have 1 more land. If we can find a land then that taps for mana, then we would be at 15. Use the expedition map on end step, then go down to 9, have 3 mana with Yavimaya. So we really need to find a land here that can tap for mana, but we don't. Okay, so we out of these options play depths. If we find green source, we can still turn around the game by doing the depths combo here, but we are starting to run out of time. So enemy has 8 on board, so we are getting so tight situation that we need to find chasm to stay alive next turn, and we don't find it. So let's go to game 2. That was a little bit shame. The second hand 6 mana 6 land hand wasn't good either. So correct play might have been to go down to 5. Actually, better to have good 5 than bad 6 there. So my mistake there. So I guess this is a dead shadow. We can see that they have orcs there. So considering that if they play Murktide, then Leyline could be good here. Ensnaring Bridge is good. Crucible of World is good. So we can consider switching up these. Play less rings, play more value pieces, but as we didn't see the Murktides or Darcies, especially if we would have seen red, then I would go for the Leyline play here. But maybe we can switch up a few of these to low down the curve, have less rings that can kill us on hand, and instead have this valuable 3 drops. So let's run it like that, and we get to start. So that's always really good. So here, I guess we keep this. We can start by playing the Pitting Needle from Forest, and if that resolves, then we don't need to be afraid of the Wasteland, so we can start using these expedition maps to find the lands that we need, which would be Cloudposts most likely. Or if the enemy goes, I'm also thinking that if they go turn 1 discard and then turn 2 reanimate Ulamog, against that, I would want to play expedition map now so that I can activate next turn expedition map to find Caracas before the enemy starts smashing head. And that's also maybe good to play the expedition map to bait out first of all force of will, because we have a second one. Then we have forest, so if they turn one play wasteland, they cannot utilize that. So actually what I will do, I will go for the expedition map here, and if they counter it, really happy about it. If they let it resolve, that's also good, because I don't think they have white color, so they cannot remove it easily. Pondering, totally fine, no problem there. So we get to untap next turn, and griefing here. Yeah, grief and reanimate would be really, really bad. So let's see what they take. So based on that, we might get a tell that okay, so maybe not at least reanimate in the hand. Thinking here that do we play around days here? If we do, then we need to play the Yavimaya first. But if we do play Yavimaya first, then we cannot play the Cloudpost down. So I think, well, we don't need to hurry. We need to play safe here. So I will do my best to play around days here. So we name Wasteland with this one and pass the turn. Next turn we will play down Cloudpost, keep up the expedition map activation, and if they do something, for example, discard Ulamog and reanimate it, then we will use the expedition map instead to find Caracas and then crack it and put it back to our hand. So keeping up the expedition map is also really good, but I guess okay. So they chose to do it that way. That's also fine. Them of course taking 10 damage is also sometimes relevant. So yeah. Play down Cloudpost. If nothing happens to the if they don't reanimate the Ulamog, then we will use the expedition map to take Cloudpost. Valid argument would be also to okay, they did take it. So now we will need to crack this to find Caracas. I was thinking that they might do this later, and in that case we would need to do this later on. Like keep the available this getting the Caracas. So I was thinking that do I crack it for Cloudpost there, but good thing that they used that, took the 10 damage to get the Ulamog back to my hand. So that was pretty good deal. So thanks for that, enemy. Now we want to play down Cloudpost and play Karn. I'm just thinking that is there anything else? Like, are we afraid of the? Yeah, we slam. So if there comes counter spell, that's okay. If not, then we will get Karn on the tables, which is good. If it resolves, I'm thinking, do we go up or down? Going up would mean that what we would basically going up would not save it, so enemy could just attack twice. So we need to okay, ransom. So I guess here we will show these uh, getting so them. I want them to take this hidden hand, so I will show these and make them think that uh, there is no value there. I want this to Karn to resolve. Okay, might be also bad that if they take the double grief because they can cast those greaves, hard cast those, so that might be also bad. Actually, now that I think about it, I really don't want them to take this either because double griefing is not nice either. So hard casting twice grief is not good for us. But yeah. Okay, so what puts grief into the graveyard? So they took these two. So okay, they had already force in the hand. Fine, that's fine. Sure. In that case, we will pass the turn because we cannot take Giganta into our hand. So next time we have 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, so we can take Giganta into our hand and cast it. But we don't have the Caracas activation then available. But we found something better, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely playing out Colos here, just thinking that is there anything I need to play around? I'm not afraid of them. I can play. I don't need to play the chasm here, so I will play out this one, and then do I tap something like this? So I want to keep the Caracas open, and if hopefully this resolves. If it doesn't, then okay. Not much we can do about it. I guess here we will pay the mana to get Giganta on hand. So Giganta won't save us, but getting 5 white on board can be good. So then, if they have a thought size here, that's not good. But let's see what they do. Okay. To be honest, I don't want to give anything to them. I guess we will show this one, and so now we just want to split things that they don't find things. Maybe something like this we show, and these will keep hidden. So this one I'm more afraid because then they will have attacker. Forcing the Ulamog is fine. Forcing Giganta doesn't do anything to them. How much mana do we have next? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 turn away from the Ulamog casting if we find. So they took the they took the force of will there. And so putting surgical from top of the deck to the grave, that's fine. Okay, they dealt doing fetching here. Weird. Weird sequence. Okay, they were out of mana. Okay, understandable. They're really low on life total now, which is also good for us. Okay, finding Glimmer Post here is really big. It means that, go to game 3. We could cast Ulamog here and then take off 2 of their creature and land. They need to counter this, so they go to 1, and we would be in really good shape there. So did we learn anything new? No Murktides here. Reanimate on still online there. Force of Wills. Force of Wills make crop rotation worse, but I'm not super afraid of that. I don't want to bring in the ley lines. I think keeping these in is good-ish. So what we can find with the Karn is we can get rings, we can get walking ballista. So we still have some good picks with the Karn, and the Karn itself is also threatening to get laddies and then just winning the game. If you have 10 mana and you can cast both, you're most likely winning the game right there. But we can also take the walking ballista as a value pick. One ring if it feels like that they don't have the orc, then we can go for that also. So I guess we will run it back like this. It is of course risky to keep the Ensnaring Bridge in the 60 because you cannot fetch it, but I guess that's fine. So definitely keeping this hand, well, not definitely. There's a risk that they will have land hate, but we will play Forest to Beating Needle, protect the Cloudpost, and then we start generating value by playing Cloudpost, Vesuva, Glimmer. Then we have 10 mana, then 11 mana in turn 5, and we are in really good shape then. So, and once we play the Needle down, we don't have much to play, but we are also playing around their hand hate, so we just need to hope that they don't have an aggressive start like Orc, the Troll to reanimate, for example. Okay, griefing here means that yeah, they will take the only card that we have. So now what I'll do, I play the Cloudpost. They have all the information available, so, and I don't have any protection for the from the forest, so I don't have crop rotation, for example. So no reason to. Okay. Them taking down the Karn is of course sad but true, but if we can keep this Cloudpost, I'm still happy because we get a second one down now. So we didn't actually cast anything, so we can cast this for free. We didn't get to cast the needle there. We have Yavimaya, we have Forest, so I will take the Glimmer for value, play the Cloudpost here. So now if these two stay, we are starting to generate ridiculous amount of mana, and that's good situation. And we also get the HP, so sure, they can take out one, but we will still have one for the Glimmer posts to work with. So I say this is a pretty good situation, and I guess here few options. Thinking that I need to cast this Elvish here. I could play down the Glimmer post to get Yekanta on hand to generate value there, but I guess we get the force out of their hand, and risk here that they would play again Wasteland to remove the Cloudpost, so we don't get the manas, but I think it turned out pretty well. So they still have 5-turn clock, but we are increasing life total every turn by playing out here these cards, so I think we are in good situation. I think we play greedy here, take out the play out the Cloudpost copy, take the Giganta. So if they have discard, that's fine. Next turn we gain 3, then 4, then 5. So we get a lot of. Actually, we are gaining. Then we will gain more life that they are dealing. So we should be in really good shape there. And yeah, next turn. Actually, next turn we will have 7 mana, so might have been wrong call here to take the Giganta into hand, because what we might find is just another land, and then we have nothing to do, so we might have been safer here to just pass the turn and not take the Giganta into hand. But I guess it is fine. Yeah, like this situation. So now if they had hand hate on last turn, they would have taken out the Giganta here. But it turned out now good, because we can tap here for 8 mana total. Use 3 to take the Giganta into hand, and then 3, 4, 5 to cast it. So kind of mistake there. Of course, tempo-wise, this is good that we can get the Giganta into hand and then play it with 5 mana, and we have 3 mana open, or we have more mana open if we find something from the top of the deck. But I think that was wrong play there. So keeping Giganta on. Well, if they find Wasteland, then if they Wasteland this one, then this would be with Glimmer. That would be 2, 4 mana. Yeah. Even if they played Wasteland, we wouldn't been able to get Giganta on hand. So that's also like. So what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of the Wasteland? Are you afraid of the hand hate? That sort of thing. So I guess could have protected Giganta there by keeping it on the side. But then again, if they play Wasteland, then and we need to use the mana, for example, we find instead of Misty, we find something relevant, and then we need to use that mana, and then we don't have 3 to take it to the hand. So might be also okay to do it like this, and especially now that it turned out that they didn't have the hand hate. So now we're in a good situation that we have 5/5, they have 3/2 with menace, and we are gaining 4 and 5 life. So we will win the race if this continues. We are in good situation now, and our top decks are good. If we can find any map, any Karn, any Eldrazi, we are on any Kolos can find the Eye of Ugin. So we have a lot of really good top decks. Even Elvis is good, so we can find the Eye of Ugin using that. So we have a lot of search abilities, so we can utilize those into our advantage. So they go for Mystic Sanctuary. They were thinking a lot to do they take that or not, and did they actually have? No, they didn't have the Sauron's Ransom available. So they use the Ponder here. Let's see if they shuffle or not. Chooses to shuffle and draw, so I guess that's good news for us. They didn't find anything from top of their deck. And they scoop. Okay, understandable. Nothing to play there. So we are 3-0, really good beginning for this tournament. I need to go out now. Okay, back at it again. So let's head out. We played 3 games just now, and let's start the 4th. So the matchups were, as I said, matchups were pretty good so far. So the first game was against Sultai Control, so that went well. On game 2 they had a nice board, and we were not able to get anything solid on the board, but managed to still beat them. Game 2 was against some kind of depths variation. Was it Naya depths maybe? I'm not sure, but had like this spares that you have to cast more mana, and then they tried to win using sagas, but we were able to have big manas quickly and cast Karn and get the value out of them. So So that way we won the game 2 easily. And third game was just now against Dead Shadow. UB, so black and blue Dead Shadow, and that was had to do some grinding there. Lost the first match, but then first game, but then won 2 after. Having top deck mode in especially that last game, going into the top deck mode, and both of us just checking, getting the cards on top of our decks were pretty good situation to be in with Cloudpost. And the game 2 there was this nice Caracas play that we kept the map hand with Ulamog, and we cast the when they used Totsis to discard the Ulamog from our hand and then used Reanimate to cast it, they took dead damage, and then we used Caracas, which we fetch with the map. We used that to return the Ulamog back into the hand, so that was good tempo for us second game. But yeah, let's go for that game 4. So we are already 3-0, meaning that we will anyway get the points, but let's try to go for 5-0, of course. Okay, okayish hand. I would really like to have Elvish here. We can go Blind Needle, but I think I will keep up the crop rotation here in case it's a reanimator, for example. Or actually, I will keep it as Misty to conceal information here. So that's what I'm gonna do. Start out with that, and enemy mulligans to 5. Might be some kind of combo deck, so in that situation it's even better that we have crop rotation on turn 1. So depending on the matchup, this might be the only keepable hand. But we of course cannot know that before we start the game. So 5 lands here, so not a lot of action happening, but we have Thespian Stage and crop rotation, so on turn 4 we can go for Marit Lake and win from there. So Tomb coming down. What is it gonna bring? Chalice on 1, so we need to use the crop rotation now if we wanna play it. And I guess we do wanna play that out, I guess. We could also I guess we will play it, so I guess this is some sort of maybe Red Prison. That would be really nice if it's a Red Prison. We get to practice against that. So the question here is, if it's a prison deck, do we wanna take the depths now, or do we just need that one forest now? We could also go for Vesuva, get Ancient Tomb to get you can't have faster. Maybe I will go for that. Yeah, because I think now we need to a little bit raise here. So if they go Blood Moon effect next turn, or sure, Glimmer Post, okayish. So now need to just think about that. What cards lands we play before Blood Moon effect comes down, if that's coming. I guess we go with this one, and then we take Giganta here. Of course, one option would have also been to take stage, copy Ancient Tomb in case they don't have Blood Moon effect next turn, which is possible. Ah, okay, so this means that it's actually not red, but instead it's the blue one, which is, um, what is it? The one Blastos and everything. What is it called? 8cast, yeah, 8cast. So I guess that's somewhat good for us. So against 8cast, we have some tech, like Chasm is really good. No need to be afraid of the um, uh, wasteland effects here. They don't usually play that. So the revealed Yeganta, that's really good because they already know that we have that. Okay, nice. Ring is good here. We can play it now. And actually we will, so we don't really care about the damage here. We are willing to take that if we can resolve the ring here. And if not, then next turn we will play Yeganta. Okay, ring resolved, so we will draw happily. In this situation, I'm not afraid of taking damage. If they would have more hand cards, if they would have Kappa Cannoneer, I would not take this much damage. Or I would consider not tapping the ring. But here against this board, I will take all the casts I can. So they didn't counter the ring, so we might assume that they don't have anything to counter it. But of course we cannot be sure about that. So here I would like to play down. So we can go Cavern to Yeganta. We can go for Karn plus Karn to break Chalice. I think that's what we wanna do. Let's not tap the Karagas so we can bounce Sai. So I'm thinking should I have first done that? So if they have counter spell now, then they will get one copter here. But yeah, it's too late now. So let's see. Maybe they. Okay, sure. Yes, yes. So I guess here they think that once the Karn resolves, it's game over. Of course, Karn is really good against them. No doubt there. It is really good card against them. No doubt about that. This is a tricky one because Kozilek's return here. This could be really good board wipe, and especially it's a surprise board wipe. So I'm thinking, should I bring it in against 3 pitting needles if they go chalice on 1? But I don't really think it is good, even with Taiga. I think that we have Misty, Taiga, crop rotation, and Elvis to find the land, and then we also need to find the Kozilek's return. And this is pretty much tech against Red Prison, meaning that we assume that we will find the red once they play down the what is it? The Magus of the Moon. So for that reason, I will not bring those board wipes against other decks. I think that Taiga is not enough. And in that sense, maybe I will take out the Taiga and make it a forest again, so that we are not sacrificing our land base consistency, because wasteland is a thing. We want to have as many forests as we can. So maybe the Taiga is the upside is so minor that I feel like we don't want to side out the Kozilek's return unless there's a red deck against us. Double Karn. Karn is good as we saw last game, but is it fast enough here? Let's try it out. We don't have green source for crop rotation, but if we do find one, we will be really happy to play out Elvis Reclaimer and crop rotation both. Really nice top deck here once upon a time. We might find that green source. They're thinking that should they counter it. A little bit unlucky here. Definitely would like to find something more relevant, but you take what you get, right? Hitting a needle would have been also good. First one drop here and the name Saga, but it is okay. So Cloudpost, really happy to see that. I will play it down, of course, and next turn. So they haven't dropped any creatures now. I'm thinking, what do they have in hand, or do they now drop everything? Is that the usual play pattern here? I'm not sure how they are supposed to play out here. So the second construct comes down. So here, depending on what they play, let's say that they put Chalice on one here, for example. Okay, they put another Saga. If they put a lot of... I'm just thinking here that how fast do I need to play this Chalice? Because I need to play it at some point. But am I... can I afford to play one Karn here? I guess I can play one Karn here. Let's do the math. So if I play Vesuva to Cloudpost here, I have 4 mana. I can cast Karn. They will counter it. They will play Bubble. These are 4/4s. They play one more Saga. These are 5/5s. I go to 8. 3 mana. What I can also do, I can put down a map, crack a map, then put down the chasm, find green source, cast with green. I'm in pretty good position both ways. If these are 5/5s, let's think about the upside. If the Karn resolves, they need to attack it. It's gonna be, if I uptick this Mox Opal, they need to hit my face. I will take a little bit risky play here, maybe. I go for this one, and then I will cast the Karn, and I hope that it resolves, and then I can remove the Mox Opal here. And if it doesn't resolve like this, then next turn we have 7 mana to utilize from the Karn before we play down the Castle Chasm next turn. So we can get, for example, if the Karn resolves next turn, so they're playing Wasteland. Okay, that's new. Hey, that's not part of the plan. That's not part of the script. Hopefully they don't have anything to get it back. But okay. this changed the math a lot actually. So I guess at least they should pop it now before I will untap with mana. Because if they do it then, it's bad for them. So they should now go for the... If they have one wasteland, they might have more, so that's a little bit troublesome. I'm not used to them having wasteland, so that's something new. Okay, so they let me untap. That's, I guess, good news. Except that now I'm in a situation that I need to... So we go for the Karn first. Actually, we tapped wrong here. We should have definitely tapped Cloudpost for color. And float to colorless. We might want to make green out of this one, maybe. Okay, we will tap for 3 mana here. So this is fine. So it did resolve. So now the question is, what do we take? We can try to resolve ensnaring bridge. If we do that, we can then reduce our hand size by 1, 2, we'll be at 4. They will have... They can still attack. We can block with 1, but they will come to Karn. They need to choose, do they make a token here or not? Because if they do a token here, they have 1 more attack. I will go for that. It will force them to not make a token, because if they do, then they will have too many power. So I could also go for Wandering, but I'm not afraid of my life total at the moment. So I will take Ensnaring Bridge, try to cast it here. Nice. Actually, new plan maybe. We can play a little bit risky here, but everything has resolved so far. So the assumption now is that we are good to go. So we will sack this one to reduce our hand size, and we take another Yavimaya here, and then we play out the Elvish like this. So this way we are down to 3 cards, so they cannot attack with the they cannot attack the Karn with the constructs. So if we can stabilize here, next turn we have 4 mana next turn. We can get 5 mana with Vesuva. So we cannot get Laddies here. We can blow out one of the artifacts, or we can get Wandering. We are in a pretty good position here if these two stay on the battlefield. So now we need to just be careful that they don't do any more surprises. The Wasteland was first surprise. They might play Pithing Needle here. If they do, then we cannot utilize Karn, but that's okay, I guess, because the passive is also really good with the Karn here. So we can, if we can stay behind the Ensnaring Bridge, that we don't need to play Chasm at any stage of the game, then we can just yeah, they take Needle. Do they go for Elvis or Karn? I would go personally for Karn here. Elvis is also good, but not so. Yeah, Karn is better. Karn is better, definitely. So if they have some kind of bounce effect that is not an artifact, then for permanents, then they can deal with Ensnare Bridge maybe. But if they can't, then this should be a game for us, because in time we are able to get enough board. We can get infinite turns with Emrakul, and then we can use Ulamog to kill the Ensnaring Bridge, and with the infinite turns we can close out the game. So we can, if we get 10 turns, even 5, let's say, even in 5 turns, we can make a such board state that we have infinite turns, which is totally doable. So here we play out. So I'm thinking that are we afraid to keep a bigger hand size? Can they attack us if we have too many cards in hand? But I guess we are not afraid of that, so we take out this one. This taps for 3, so I could take Giganta here, but I don't see any value taking it now. So let's play out the map and then pass the turn here. Plan is to sack Yavimaya and get down one more Cloudpost, fetch with Expedition Map, Eye of Ugin, play it next turn. We have 5. Actually, yeah, I'm thinking, do we go Kolos route here? But I don't think we need to. Yeah, as long as these two stay on the battlefield, we are in really good position here. So no reason to panic or do anything stupid here. Also need to consider that if they have removal for the Elvish here, Dismember, for example, is something they play. So we go for not the Depths, Eye of Ugin, of course. Yeah, exactly. Those kind of misplays we don't want to make. So we go for Eye of Ugin here, pass the turn. Plan is to tap the Elvish Reclaimer and sack the Glimmer Post, cast Eye of Ugin, take Eye of Ugin, some like for example Emrakul, and get more turns. And I don't think they have any removal for Emrakul, so once that resolves and we can get Karagas and start bouncing it, we are in a really good position then. So let's see what they are. Nothing. Good. So we tap out everything, get that sweet last needed Cloudpost, then take Emrakul here. There we go. Creatures with power greater than the number of cards in your hand can attack. One thing we can also do, we can play 1 ring and then increase our hand size with that until we can attack, for example, with Emrakul. But that's a little bit niche. I think instead we will go. So next, okay, yeah, understood. Because yeah, we go draw card here. So whatever we draw, but we play 16 mana. So we play Emrakul with 13, put down Misty, change that to Karakas, take next turn, bounce Karakas to Emrakul. We start taking infinite turns and we can find more lands, and then we can stabilize so that we will get from the Eye of Ugin the Ulamog and then remove the bridge and then start attacking and casting the Emrakul every turn, so until we win. So from that situation, it is really hard to lose. So understandable that that they now saw that line and they took the L there. So wrong read from me in the beginning. They went down to 5 cards and then played Chalice on 1. So I was thinking that it's gonna be Red Prison, but that was actually really good for us in a sense that 8 cast is pretty good matchup, and especially this version, you saw that the Karn was really doing the work there. So the ability that they cannot activate the artifacts, it's really huge. So having that, and you can just uptick Karn, so you can remove Chalice, you can remove 0 mana artifacts, so you make them as 0/0 creatures and they die on the spot. So that's what you can do. That's what you can do also instead of going to the wish board. But yeah, pretty happy how that turned out. So there was this game 2 where they had those beatdowns, nice beatdowns from the Ursa sagas, but they didn't have second force of will, so they weren't able to counter the second Karn. So that was what won us the game, I think, when we got the engineering bridge down. It was like a GG from that. Okay, very solid looking hand. Nice one drops here and there, and pitting needle, Elvis, all the gas that we want against multiple decks on the field. So we start with Yavimaya, go for Elvis, say go, because putting down this one can mean that we can potentially on turn 3 we can cast. Okay, do we now get? Okay, nice, really nice. So now we get to see the true power of the pack. So we get to play against Red Prison here. I'm thinking that I guess we want to. We don't care about license hairs. Do we care about getting the expedition map down? We might actually. So what I'm thinking here is that they can put down Chalice, but we already have the. If they put Chalice on 1, what do? We go. Actually, you know what? I'll go Taiga here and pass the turn. So few things they might do. They might play Blood Moon effect. If they play Blood Moon, in response we will take 2 mana, and then okay, Oliphant, Mountain Cycling, and what else does it do? Attacks another target creature. Yeah. So basically that's for the Mountain Cycling, I guess. And nice drop also, 6 drop. Okay, so now if they play the Blood Moon effect, okay, and they don't. I see they're going for the initiative with this mana. Ah, okay, they don't. Okay, cool. So what I was thinking back there, that I would go for tap these, and then in response, after the Blood Moon is on the battlefield, I would fetch the Dark Depths, and with the expedition map, it would have 0 counters, and then with the expedition map, I would get Poseiju. But now I guess we just go with the traditional Cloudpost, and we take the damage, and yeah, okay. It's nice to have the second map there. Oh, Now we are flooded with options here. We can go stage, guarantee Cloudpost, then we will get Karn. That sounds good. We will play down this land, that's for sure. We can go expedition map to find. You know what? We can, because if we play expedition map, then we need to play down every one of these, which is not actually bad, because I think we will. Yeah, you know what? Um, so what we are soft to? We are really soft if they. You know what? We are not even soft if they play Blood Moon here. We okay. If they play Magus, that's really bad for us because then we don't have any blocker basically. If they play out Chalice, that doesn't matter. We take 4 mana, 5th with Yavi, and then you know what? Let's pass the turn. The plan here is to use the stage to copy the cloud post. If they make if they play Blood Moon, then what are they going for? Fear is fine. Fear is definitely fine. So now we have 5 mana up. The question here is that do we still wait out one turn? So what can we get from the side? We can get Ensnaring Bridge, that's pretty big. Notably, we don't have land drop, so we could go Ancient Steerings, try to find Glimmer Post, Cloud Post, Vesuvo. We have a lot of chance. We could increase the mana count, still have 4 mana for Karn here. A little bit risky, but I think I am willing to take that risk. We definitely want to utilize the mana now to our advantage. So let's try to find Cloud Post here. Cloud Post or Glimmer Post or Vesuva, whatever. Glimmer Post is the best here. Yeah, because we can go to 7 mana with that. So yeah, I guess we can also take the ring here, but I don't think the ring is what we want. So we will take Glimmer Post here, play that down, go to 7 mana. If we take Ensnaring Bridge here, that will not stop Fury from attacking. What we can do, if they don't have removal, we can play Karn, uptick the expedition map to have a blocker, name Unlicensed Heroes also. Let's do that, yeah. Like sure. So we are not going down, we are going up. And we also play this one and name the unlicensed heroes. There we go. Pass the turn. Plan now is to untap with the Karn, get down Ensnaring Bridge, stabilize the game, start winning from there. Blood Moon doesn't affect our game anymore here, so this doesn't have trample, right? No, just double strike, yeah, as I thought. Valid point also would be to use the needle here for that plan we just had there, but because it's under the Karn, and if we assume that the Karn will survive, but we go for ensnaring bridge here, and we will pass the turn, and next turn we will get down. What do we get down next? Okay, so we need to play. Yep, that's a game one. So what we could have done next turn, we would play down Mykos, take Mykos and Laris and play that to cancel out all of their plays, so we lock them out of the game, and then we start looking for Havar Might, and we have all the time after that when we have an ensnaring bridge plus Mykos and Laris with Karn on the board, so there is nothing they can do on that then. So good game there. Now we will definitely take out the needles and bring in 3 Kozilek's return. For 1 needle, can we do something else? Do we want to go ensnaring bridge from the main board? Maybe. It was doing really good job on the side also. So maybe we don't want to do that. Crucible of Worlds, I don't think we ever sack our lands in this matchup. Usually we don't have time for that. Maybe we just keep the 1 pitting needle and go from there. We could also bring in one ring there, but I think I want to keep these in the side also. Maybe one ring, because you know. No, that's not the correct play, because if we do that, then what happens is that we will really miss it when we have Karn, or we are in the top deck mode with the One Rings and we find the Karn, and the Karn doesn't bring the One Ring from the side. So basically now we have 7 rings here. So for that reason we don't want to take out one of the rings there. But yeah, really happy for this fifth final matchup to be a red prison, or at least some red variant here. So we will get to see 2 more games that how will the Kozilek's return do in this kind of matchup. So here, thinking about, do I want to? Yeah, I will keep it soft to really soft to what is it? Chalice on 1. If they drop down that, yeah, that's really hurting us right now. In that case, we will play Cloudpost and pass the turn. Having depths in hand means that we might, if they play Blood Moon effect, we can possibly play down depths after that. Okay. RNG gods are smiling upon us. If they don't bring Blood Moon effect now, we will have 5 mana next turn, which is really good for us that we do. Oh boy, happy to have that. Is that a 5-0 right there? So no cards in grave. We can go for the Colossus here, I think, to get 1 more Cloudpost. We could also, there is point in playing Karn here, because we can uptick the Chalice to remove it, and next turn we can, end of turn we can crop rotate this Taiga, and then we will have 9 mana. We can drop down Laddies. and that's a game. Not much to do for them, I guess. So pretty much settles it. Yeah. Yeah, really nice tournament. 3-0 after the break, and now two more good matchups. The last one, they didn't have much going on. They didn't have Blood Moon in game 1 or 2, and no initiative. I think they were playing initiative on game 1, but then they didn't. They had something else with 4 mana. So, but yeah, really nice to get the trophy. So that's the second trophy that I have gotten with this deck, and now we are already at 39 points, and it's just Thursday. So that's actually really nice. We are one league, one 3-win league away from the uh, Legacy Showcase Challenge. So that's really nice. Really too happy have that now. Almost guaranteed. No much more. I was prepared for much more grinding grinding out with this one. But yeah, I guess yeah, no need to. Nothing's changed with the list. Maybe I will. Uh, I am not sold on siding in the Cosilex returns. I'm happy to have them against the red decks, but against other decks, I don't really want it. So I guess I will cut it for basic forest. And yeah, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. So what art is the? I think I don't have that same art, but oh, I do. Yeah. So I will take back the 5th forest because 5 forest compared to 5. The upside with 5 forest is that actually, okay, this only applies to the traditional version. Okay, so if we have 5 forest, what we can do is against lands or wasteland combos, we can play 5 forest and then we can play any 6th land and then we can cast Primeval Titan. But actually, this deck it doesn't really matter if we have 5 or not. Not so much, I guess. Of course, it increases the consistency against those kind of decks that care about the basic lands. So yeah, I guess I will for next league I will make that cut and yeah, go with that. So yeah, maybe that's the way to go next to try it out. But yeah, hey, thanks for joining again today, and I hope you enjoyed the games, and I will see you on next one. So see you later. Bye bye.